What's up, YouTube? I'm your boy Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I talk about fashion and fragrance on this channel. So if you're into fashion and fragrance, consider subscribing to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon as well. That way you get notified anytime I upload new content on the channel. All right, guys, so you've seen the title. Today I'm going to be talking about the brand new fragrance release from the house of Valentino from the Born In Roma collection. This one is called Coral Fantasy. So if you want to see my thoughts on this fragrance, then you guys know the routine, man. Keep it locked right here. Let's make it happen. Oh, let's get it.
The Bowtie Fragrance Guy.
All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump into this review of the newest release from the house again of Valentino. This is the Born In Roma collection, and this fragrance is called Coral Fantasy. As customary when we're doing a singular review, let's go ahead and start with the presentation, starting with the box. This is a black box with, I would call this pink writing on it. So there's nothing special here with the box. There is kind of embellishments on the box that kind of look like the rivets on the actual bottle. But on the front it says Valentino Uomo, Born In Roma, Coral Fantasy. All, of course, the information on the back and on the bottom of the box. Nothing on the top and the sides. So let's go ahead and get to the bottle. Now, I am a fan of the bottle. I like the original Valentino bottle. Of course, this one looks the same except for the of course the Born In Roma collection, the juice, of course, the black caps, different color, and this is the coral color of coral. I mean, that's what color the actual juice is on the inside of the bottle. So the juice is a coral color, of course, Coral Fantasy, and there's a cap on the bottle. Take the cap off. Sprayer. Pretty good mist on the sprayer, but again, very similar to the presentation from Yellow Dream, of course, except yellow juice, of course, is coral because this is Coral Fantasy. But that's it for the presentation. Next, let's go ahead and transition into talking about what exactly do I get from this fragrance? What does it smell like? All right, so when this fragrance opens up, you get hit with a burst of this apple note. It says red apple, but you can definitely detect red apple, apple. It smells like apple. So you get the apple in the opening and you get this slight spiciness, a little bit of sweet spiciness, and that is coming from the cardamom. But you get that as soon as it opens up, again, that red apple, the bergamot, and the cardamom. So the cardamom is kind of working as a good balance, a neutralizer to some degree in the opening with the apple and the bergamot. Of course, again, because you have that spicy kick that's coming in here immediately, you get this on the opening with the apple and the bergamot. So I really do enjoy the opening of this fragrance. And as it starts to dry down at about the 10-minute mark, you still get some spiciness there. So it's going to remain a spicy kick to this fragrance, and I really like that. But then you get a huge burst or dose of lavender in this fragrance. And at that point, this fragrance actually starts to remind me of one of my favorite designer releases from last year, and that was Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. There is a vibe about this fragrance that reminds me of the ocean. It kind of reminds me of Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, and that's because of the lavender. This has a huge dose of lavender, and if you guys know anything about the Prada Luna Rossa line, with the exception of Prada Luna Rossa Black, all of those fragrances have a huge dose of that lavender note. So the lavender in this kind of combined with this I would say, somewhat of aquatic nature that is starting to accompany this fragrance. It doesn't smell like the ocean or anything like that, but there's something about it that makes me think about like a summertime vibe, something that I would akin to the smell of something that would be great for the summertime, like an aquatic kind of vibe to it. So it makes you think about being out, on a summer vacation or something like that. That's what I start to pick up from this fragrance when it starts to dry down, when you get that lavender that huge dose of lavender that starts to accompany this fragrance when it starts to dry down. Now that very could well be the case that I'm starting to get this kind of aquatic, kind of green undertone with this fragrance as it starts to dry down with the lavender, because you're going to start to pick up some clary sage and geranium in this scent. So it lends itself to kind of this fresh green vibe that is, you're starting to pick up here as you start to pick up that huge dose of lavender as well. So that the red apple, of course, and the bergamot in the opening has gone way to the background, almost disappeared. But you still have the spiciness from the cardamom as well as the lavender and the greenness that's coming from the geranium as well as the clary sage in this fragrance. So that is really, you're gonna get a huge dose of that for a lot of the life of this particular scent. But I really enjoy it. Like I said, it kind of reminds me of Prada Luna Rossa Ocean somewhat at this point. And for me, that was my favorite designer fragrance release from 2021. So safe to say, I really love the way that this one starts to develop once you get to about that 10-15 minute mark on into, the second hour or so of wearing this fragrance. Now, as the fragrance dries down, you're going to start to get a slight bit of powderiness that's coming in from the tobacco leaf, and there is a patchouli and vetiver in this as well, but these are not of the earthy variety. These are more of a green variety, so it kind of keeps, to me, that green theme of this fragrance to, if you want to call it that, as it dries down. So you get, like I said, a slightly powdery vibe that's going to come into play with this and on the dry down, and you're going to get that greenness in this fragrance that is coming from the vetiver in this scent as well as the patchouli. So you don't really get an earthiness in this one. Again, like I said, it's more of a green nature that you're getting from these notes in this scent, which again lends itself to me. This particular scent, I would say, is great to wear in the spring and summertime. You could definitely get away with wearing it in the fall because it does have some body to it. It does have some character, so I can see you wearing this as kind of a fresh fragrance for the fall time. But primarily, I would say in this order, spring, summer, fall will be the perfect time to wear this fragrance. Now, I personally, like I said, am a fan of the scent profile because I do like Prada Luna Rossa Ocean, which again, this kind of reminds me of to some degree. I'm not saying it's a clone or anything like that, but there are parts of this fragrance that remind me of Prada Luna Rossa Ocean. So I do enjoy it. It comes in two sizes. There's a 3.4 ounce. This retails for $100, and then the 1.7 retails for $82. So from a value standpoint, for 18 more bucks, if you like this, I say go for the 100 ml. Because it's only $18 more for 50 extra ml of fragrance. So, it only makes sense. So, as far as performance goes on this fragrance, I got 6 to 7 hours of overall longevity. So it did okay in that category. Again, definitely not anything beast mode, but acceptable performance. So overall, it's definitely a fragrance that I think of all the other releases of 2022, it might be definitely worth a look. It's definitely worth a look because it doesn't smell like the other flankers. Although it's kind of a flanker, it doesn't smell like the other flankers from the Valentino Uomo Born In Roma line. So it wouldn't be a redundant purchase if you're a fan definitely of that house and that particular brand in this line. Then you'll probably like this one as well because again, it's starting to get hot outside, and I think this is the perfect time to wear this fragrance. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it, man. I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed my review of the newest one from the Valentino Uomo Born In Roma line, Coral Fantasy. As always, I appreciate your time and your attention to these videos. You guys don't have to watch, but you do, and I sincerely appreciate that. Don't forget to make sure you take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you are sharing these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information or find it entertaining. Because I'm your guy, Darren. I'm the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.